I'm talking today to hypnotherapist Daniel Fryer. Hi, Daniel. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Daniel, we're going to talk today about hypnotherapy in helping weight loss and smoking. How can hypnotherapy help in weight loss?
Hypnotherapy is a therapy in a state of hypnosis. Hypnosis is an altered state of consciousness, and with it we get access to the unconscious part of your mind. There are two parts to your mind, but it's not a 50-50 split. Your unconscious mind is 90% of the equation. It's the storehouse of everything you are. Everything you have ever learned, everything you have ever witnessed and seen and felt and done, your habits, such as smoking, eating, are all stored in your unconscious mind as patterns of information. The two bits of your mind are in constant communication all day long. The conscious mind is, think of it as a reader. It's forever pulling out that information. It's checking up on how to be you on a second-by-second basis. So it just follows all the information related to smoking and food so that you do it almost automatically. However, in hypnosis, the two parts are separated. We get access to the unconscious. We layer in new information about smoking, new information about food, whatever it is that you want to achieve. So that when you come out of hypnosis and the two parts of your mind start communicating again, there's a whole barrel load of information there that wasn't there before, that the conscious mind, the smaller bit, just accepts and follows without value judgment.
Taking smoking separately and weight loss separately, tell me, for example, what one of the messages you would tell the unconscious mind for each of those conditions?
Basically, that you have no desire to smoke. You are now a non-smoker. You have absolutely no desire to smoke whatsoever in any situation with anyone at all. And you're then following consciously that new message.
What we would do...
Very much a similar thing. At its most basic, it's breaking that. If food is just a habit that's got a little out of control, then we just say that you have no desire to eat X, Y, Z at any given point. If you're eating for a reason, say that you eat when you're angry or stressed, or you comfort eat, then things get a little bit more complicated than just saying you have no desire to eat X, Y, Z. We're looking at what it is that you tell yourself in any given moment to have you eating like that, and then factor in suggestions that will help break that unhealthy association with food. So with stopping smoking, it's simply breaking a habit, because that's where your habits are stored, in your unconscious mind. And we break that habit cigarette by cigarette by cigarette, from the first one of the morning to the last one of the night. With weight control, if it's a simple habit, you've just got into the habit of eating a little bit more unhealthily than you should, then it's very similar. If it gets more complicated and there are more complex reasons for your eating, then we develop suggestions that help look at that association too, and basically break your unhealthy associations with food.
How many sessions does a person generally need, and how quickly would I see results?
With stopping smoking, it's one single 1.5 hour session. You come in a smoker, you leave a non-smoker. In that session, which typically lasts an hour and a half, you will talk to me about your cigarette habit, cigarette by cigarette by cigarette. We will talk about all your mood, all your situation triggers. Are there certain people that you smoke with? Are there certain situations you smoke in? And then we break every single association with every single cigarette, boost your confidence, your willpower, your desire to succeed, and off you go. With weight control, we're looking at several sessions, probably 3 initially, to set in not just a healthy eating plan, but an exercise plan. Because with weight control, they are the only 2 things that are going to work. If you want to lose weight, there is no diet in the world that's really going to help you, because as soon as you stop the diet, you return to normal, the weight comes back on. We help you build a healthy eating and exercise plan that you are going to continue over the course of your life. So we're looking at 3 or 4 sessions initially to get you on that road, and then we stagger in 2, 3, 4 catch-up sessions spread further and further apart to look at how you manage yourself without coming to hypnotherapy, and just to see what issues, what temptations crop up for you, and how you deal with them.
How do I maintain the weight loss after the hypnotherapy sessions end?
That's the tricky question. That part's up to you. Hopefully by the time that you've finished, we've built in a new effective habit. We are a collection of habits. We are what we repeatedly do. If you do something often enough, your brain stores it as a habit in your mind so that you don't have to think about it anymore. If we consciously thought about every single movement and action and thing that we have to do on a daily basis, we'd go crazy. So our unconscious mind takes it over, stores it, and you just follow it automatically. Smoking is just a habit you follow automatically, as well as an addiction. Eating can be a habit that you follow automatically. If we've built in for you a new pattern of healthy eating and exercise that becomes a habit, the best case scenario is it becomes something that you follow automatically for the rest of your life. If you fall by the wayside after having been to see the therapist, it means that somewhere along the line you've made a conscious decision to go against your new programming. And if that is the case, you might want to come back for a top-up every now and then, just to look at what it is that you told yourself consciously in that moment that went against your new habitual programming. Life becomes an experiment then. You go forward looking, okay, what did I tell myself in that situation? What would I do differently the next time? And in a way, you're troubleshooting flashpoints in your life. And eventually, hopefully, there become no more flashpoints and you just stick to your new habit.
And does the same principle apply to the smoking? When I walk out of that therapy session, what happens after that?
Well, with smoking, 3 is the magic number. If you do not smoke for 3 days, you are no longer addicted to nicotine. So we can help you with suggestions for the withdrawal period so that you get no cravings. After 3 days, your body doesn't want nicotine anymore. Anything else after that is habit. If you do not smoke for 3 weeks, you have built a new habit. That habit is, I don't smoke anymore. If you start smoking before that 3 weeks is up, something's happened with the therapy. Maybe there was an aspect of hypnosis that I didn't explain to you properly enough. Maybe there was an element of your smoking habit that you didn't cover and forgot to mention, and it became kind of a loophole because there wasn't a message breaking that one. So if something has happened, we get you back in, no charge, we just troubleshoot, look at what went wrong, fix it, and off you go. If you decide to smoke after 3 weeks, again, it means that somewhere along the line you've made a conscious decision because you're no longer addicted to the nicotine, you're no longer following that old smoking habit. It just means that you have consciously in that moment decided to go, I'm going to have a cigarette. That's kind of up to you. We kind of set you up for that. I mean, for the rest of your life, you will have to say no to cigarettes, but only one at any one time, the first one. It's up to you. If you want to smoke, you smoke, you'll come back in, I'll charge you again. If you don't smoke, you stay a non-smoker for the rest of your life, and it becomes as easy as or as difficult as you make it. You will occasionally have thoughts about smoking, and all you have to do, rather than fight that thought, is just go, this is the tail end of an old desire. I don't need it. I'm not addicted. I'm not habituated. That will soon pass. Something more important will distract my mind, and off you go. And eventually, really, the only time you think about smoking is every now and then you'll think how funny it is that you hardly ever think about smoking anymore.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you so much for talking to me today.
You're welcome.